All right, here's some news that's related to the Niners, but not necessarily the product on the field. The Yorks have just sold another 3.2% of the franchise. They sold about 8% in the offseason. That was about $500 million. Now they sold another 3. So this year, 2025, they've sold almost $1 billion of their franchise, which means that they are literally less invested in their football team than they were a year ago. Maybe figuratively as well. How do you take this news? Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe Les Yorks is good. I don't know,
man. They obviously need cash. They need liquidity. I'll tell you that. That's what it comes off to me right away, is that when you're selling, assets are better than cash. I'll take assets over liquid all day. And the fact that they're kind of like lopping off their assets to bring in more liquid, they need money. And they need money because they need to help out Leeds. And they need to get that. It's the truth. I was trying not to say it, bro, but it's just the truth. They
got a situation over there in Leeds, man. They got to keep that team in the Premier League. They
are siphoning off the Niners, dude. Yo, have you seen the episode of like The Office where Dwight talks about how he achieved making quarter burgers off a horse while keeping it alive? Like, that's what's happening. We're the horse. The Niners are the horse, and the Yorks are lopping off pieces of meat of us. Like, dude, it's bad. I'm telling you right now, they're leveraging one of their strongest assets to bring up a smaller asset, which they believe is going to overtake their strongest asset. That's just the truth. They think that Leeds is going to be bigger. You wouldn't be doing this if you didn't think Leeds eventually was going to pass over the Niners, and then we'll be a full-fledged European team.
They did put out a lot of cash this year. So they bought the soccer team in Scotland. They're trying to get as many good players for Leeds as they can so they don't get relegated. They're renovated. They gave extensions to Warner and Purdy and Kittle. That Purdy extension was the biggest extension in franchise history. And they're renovating the stadium in Leeds, like from the ground up. That's a ton of money. And they renovated Levi's this year because they're hosting not only the Super Bowl, but like the World Cup. So they threw hella money out there, and I think they needed to get it back.
They shift some things around.
They needed to work. They didn't really have it all. So now, great. You basically took equity out of your own franchise, but now you have this whole board of owners that have their own ideas and agendas. I mean, they didn't just sign up to like have no say. And I wonder if
though, Grant, you never know. Maybe they signed up just to wear the jackets, eat the press chicken, and sit in the press boxes.
Is it possible that owning professional football team is becoming a little too
cliche?
No. A little too rich for the York's blood, that just it's a little too much money you got to spend just to make your money. I mean,
it does sound
$53 million a year for $30 million a year for Brandon Ayuk. We're not talking about Jerry Rice. Eddie DeBartolo didn't have to deal with that.
I mean,
$53 million a year for little Brock Purdy. Are you kidding me? I mean, they put in like $250 million to renovate Levi's. They can't even put shade in that place. It still sucks, and everyone knows it.
It's horrible.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Are they prepared to build a new stadium that doesn't suck? I don't think so.
I don't think that the Yorks are going to be here for us to build a new stadium.
That's what I'm saying, man. Are they slowly phasing themselves out? And you know what? They're like, you know what? We can do soccer. This NFL thing.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Grant. Let me jump in here. Okay, like, yes, that's what I do feel. I feel as though that the last push for them to kind of fake it until they make it. Let's be honest. This is Eddie's thing. This isn't their thing. Okay. They're taking it over because it's an asset. All right. And it makes a lot of money. And for what it's worth, they pushed as much money that they're willing to put into this. All right. And to the point where now that the Super Bowl windows are closed and they understand that, hey, you can make just as much money in the NFL just being popular instead of winning. All right. And that's what they've done. Like, Jed let the cat out of the bag 2 years ago when he said that the season was a success, whether they would have lost or won to the Detroit Lions. And that was before we even played the Super Bowl. If that isn't the company line letting you know exactly where the Niners stand, I don't know what is. It is all about hitting metrics and KPIs. That's it.
Is it possible? Like the Yorks are a wealthy organization, but family. But what makes the Yorks wealthy? They own teams.
Yeah.
They own lots of teams. Okay. Well, what makes the dude who owns the Rams wealthy? He's one of the guys who owns Walmart. Is it possible that football is becoming so expensive? The players, the stadiums are becoming so expensive that to really compete, you have to like own Amazon. You have to be a real billionaire outside of your investments in sports.
Yeah, so what you're basically saying is that
in 10, 15 years, if like family-owned teams like the Niners will be
the
homegrown owner teams.
The day of the homegrown owner is dying. Yeah, like
it might be.
Yeah, the people that most owners now, they're not going to be your Busses or your Crafts or your Joneses. They're going to be your Balmers, your people that have made their billions outside of sports. And the team is something that they're adding to their wealth, not necessarily that they're true to this. Now, that's going to change the game a lot because a lot of the owners, the family homegrown owners, is where a lot of the tradition comes from in the league.
Yep.
So we'll see. But yeah, I don't think the Yorks are true to this. Like I said, I think this was Eddie's thing. And now that, they're tired of faking it, it's time to move on to something that's a little bit lighter, less players, right? They can push money into it, all right? 53 to 90 something guys is a lot of people to be dealing with at once.
Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use promo code COHN, COHN, and download the app now. I think the reason that Eddie's still such a legend beyond the 5 championships is that the perception of him is that he cared more about winning than making money, that he would spare no expense, that it was a passion project. And he happened to make money because he won. I don't think the Yorks necessarily have that perception. I think that they want to win the way every person wants to be successful in life, but that ultimately, like you mentioned with it would be a success if they lost the NFC Championship game. Their number one concern and their number one skill is making money. And it seems to be harder to do that. Like the margins might be getting smaller the more you have to spend on a yearly basis just to keep up. And you still have the worst stadium west of the Mississippi.
Dude, why do you think they like Kyle? Because what is Kyle's number one job? What did he say? That's the number one thing that Mike taught him how to do.
Stay employed.
Stay employed.
Yeah.
And when you get somebody who's like, I'm going to stay employed, what are they going to do? They're going to follow all of the ticky-tack stuff that the organization rolls out, bro. It's about KPIs, bro. It's no soul. They're about pushing out a product. He's made his money.
We see you, Yorks. We see you. And you know what? Sell the whole thing. If we could say one thing to wrap this up, sell the rest of the team.
Do it.
Do it. You know you want to do it. You could do it right now. We'll do it together. We'll say it together.
Say it with me now.
Say the word if you want to say it.
I mean, because we do all of this jaw jacking about Kyle, but the facts is that even if Kyle left, I don't trust Jed to get anybody else in here.
That's true. That's the truth. If they were to fire Kyle, they would bring in someone worse than Kyle.
Yeah.
Because these are the owners.
It's
Dante
Jed.
Curry says, how beneficial are aging stars with injury issues? I mean, I didn't sign them. They're here. Good question, though. Boxing Fan Times 4 says, shout out Salah. Sorensen never would have caught that. Yes, shout out Salah. Frisco Shield says, does Brock Purdy's play suggest he protects himself? I don't know. I mean, to me, I thought he seemed like he had that dog in him and he was itching to play before he got paid. And then people get paid. And I think everyone changes, even though you don't think they will. So we've only seen 3 weeks of him being a mega star, highly paid player. And it does seem a little bit like he's protecting himself. He talked about needing to be smart last week, but he's playing this week. So we'll see. Daz says, what happens if the offense doesn't improve much with Brock coming back? Don't jinx it.
We're going to be here to talk about the whole thing.
We'll be prepared for that. Josh B says, I got a farmer's tan for my first game. I didn't expect to get that dark. Also, look at the Super Bowl. No regular people go. Yeah, the Levi Stadium is definitely like the haves and have-nots. The east side is in the intense sun. The west side is in the shade. The Niners are on the west side. They put the visiting team in the east side because they know it's that draining. All right, I got a bonus topic that you're not prepared for.
Let's go.